Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Hello, my friend, and hello, everybody who's gonna watch this awesome stream. How are you doing?
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Yeah, I'm glad that my week actually started with this game. I was waiting to see more of Team NP and, of course, Team SG. This is the classic right now, pretty much. It's anime against Pride of Brazil. So I think SG Esports got everyone's attention, and yeah, these guys are top tier 1 team right now, so we're gonna see more invites for the big lands, which I'm pretty hyped about it. They have a different style because they were playing in a different area, so I'm glad to see them here.
Dire team pick.
Treant Protector.
Radiant team pick.
Dark Seer.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Yeah, well, this is the most hype match, at least for me, in this group. And you were saying about servers for the third game. If it comes to the third game, I think coin flip should decide, because it's I guess, the most fair part.
Yeah, I'm sure something has already been buckled down. It may even be a coin flip, but that is out of my personal realm. We have dedicated admins who have already been pre-prepped for the rule book. Teams have already been pre-prepped for what to expect. I'm just a bad caster and didn't quickly find out the rules ahead of time. It's also, we'll probably get our answers for game number 2, but it is kind of priority for MP at the moment with the US East server. But we have to remember, Lacoste, they have a lot of new European imports here. Recent addition Fata, Pylai Dai, they are going to be working with a little bit of ping there. And I can only imagine that if we do hop into a South American server for game 2, that they could struggle a little bit. I'm not sure how that connection could work, but things could get a bit interesting in this series.
Yeah, well, considering that they're playing from Europe, right? Maybe they should go on USC server. That would be the fair price, I guess. Yeah, well,
let's talk about things that we do know, Lacoste, the draft, heroes, and Dota stuff, you know?
Yes, I want to just say one more thing about Team NP before we go to the draft, about Fata. Fata is one of my favorite players for quite long, and I'm actually happy for him to see him in a good, stable team. I like the team Bears, but for some reason it didn't work out for them. They fell apart, but I want to see how Fata works in Team NP. Team NP showed what they can do in the past few months. They formed, I think, in December, if I'm not mistaken, and so far, so good. I feel like they can do much more, but kind of serious of unlucky events, bad play, stuff like that. So let's get down to the draft. Crystal Maiden and Treant Protector opening for Team NP. Pretty interesting and really strong. Crystal Maiden with Arcane Aura gives Treant Protector pretty much time to just scout all the time, doesn't have to go region at all. He can just cast Living Armor all the time, plus Dead Prophet. They have enough push, enough sustain. Exorcism plus Treant Living Armor, it's pretty much unkillable. On the other side, we have SG, Earth Spirit, Darkseer, kind of an old school combo, which we see from time to time. Darkseer still a good hero. People are saying that he was over-nerfed, but during the Kiev Major we saw that this hero is still a beast, and we have a vehicle for Lifestealer in Earth Spirit, so pretty much standard picks from SG. On the other side, Team NP, heavy push lineup coming out from them.
Yeah, this is looking like...
Warlock.
Dire Team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, she usually has Yule Scepter as well, so it's really hard to take her down. I mean, she can just use it on herself, remove all the silences, survive the Earth Spirit Lifestealer combo, plus Treant Protector heal. Yeah, and she builds all those tanky items. Plus, check the combo, Treant Protector with Overgrowth and just Midnight Pulse. That's a lot of damage.
This is going to be a ridiculous team fight from both sides already. Look at this. Earth Spirit Magnetize, Vacuum Wall combos with Darkseer, and then a Warlock with a Rock Cherry on top. Ooh. And then Enigma Black Hole, Death Prophet Exorcism, Overgrowth from Treant Protector, and Crystal Maiden. Freezing Field. This is a sexy amount of team fight.
Yeah, this is a wombo combo Dota. If executed well, we're gonna see a lot of YouTube clips. Well, this is what Dota is about. I always enjoy playing those wombo combo.
The best thing, though, Lacoste, is that it's not just going to be like wombo combo. This could be NA Dota wombo combo, which means it could be a hot mess of wombo combos that just don't even work out. I don't know if you had the opportunity to catch some of the earlier matches, but you could tell that for some of these teams, they're still trying to get their sea legs worked out. They've been some teams like the new Digital Chaos have made a recent roster change, getting rid of Demon and transferring over roles to support, and P have been changing up their own roles. People are still kind of getting their grassroots set, and you're seeing it in a lot of these games. And, you know, these are qualifiers, which are very important matches, but this is also their best chance at trying to figure out what their team's chemistry and rhythm is.
Well, these are all pretty much the good player. What means to be a good player is that you can play pretty much all the roles. There are not many players right now who can fill all the roles. In Team NP, you have those kinds of players that can switch around, so it's good to have versatile players. So AY was just playing carry, and now he switches back to position 4 roaming support. So, and I don't think he needs much practice because he played it before. Now are different heroes in the pool, but he needs like 10 20 games, just the switch, and that's it. He is on top level again.
Aui's support style has always been recognized as something a bit more greedy. He's very farm heavy, and for the first couple of MP games with this role swap, they have been giving Aui those kind of heroes. We saw Visage, and I do want to say there was one Enigma game where he played it. I could be wrong on that. There was definitely a Visage and an Enchantress game, jungling heroes that can kind of farm up a bit or at least be fine taking in a huge economy share to produce big results later into the game. So here we'll be seeing, though, him on the Treant Protector. So I'm curious how much experience he actually has with this hero, working with the new Q, and, we've seen people like Jerix on OG at the Kiev Major just do ridiculous amounts of work with this hero. I'm going to be excited to see Aui get a hold of it here. I don't know if this is his first game with it or not, but he's a very smart player, and I'm curious about his ideas on the hero.
Yeah, I'm watching the SG lineup right now. During the mid game, considering how much survivability Team NP has, I'm not sure they will have enough burst damage. Okay, they have Lifestealer, Batrider, Darkseer. They don't offer that much of a burst. If Wall is used, pretty much that's it. After the combo, Warlock and Seer are pretty much useless in a team fight, and Batrider as well. So I was expecting something else than a Batrider, actually. Something more like heavy nuke hero.
It
maybe an Invoker. Yeah,
doesn't offer a lot for SG in the terms of like any sort of counter plays. If MP is able to kind of lead in with this huge team fight, Batrider might be kind of stuck on the outskirts of a skirmish, wondering how he can kind of put himself on the inside. But I guess they're going to be banking a lot on maybe just getting Warlock way on the outside in hopes that he could be there to kind of counterfight anything from NP. But it is a pretty intriguing lineup here from SG. So we'll have to see now how NP are going to file things out.
Maybe they decided to pick a Batrider just to remove the living armor from the Treant.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Queen of Pain comes out. There's already a Death Prophet out there, so they might do what they did I think it was yesterday, Envy on the Death Prophet in the safe lane, and Fata is going to be picking up the Queen of Pain and taking it to the mid lane here.
Yeah, it's his signature hero. Him, Fata, and Sumail play Queen of Pain on a kind of a different level than what others are playing. I mean, we don't see much Queen of Pain. In general, I think it's an underpicked hero because she's so strong, especially when she reaches that level 25 with that 70% magic lifesteal combined with Mjolnir. She deals so much damage. I mean, it's like having a Satanic turned on all the time.
What do you think about Team NP's late game, though? Is this a lineup where they're hoping to kind of get their feet running right away and peaking in the mid game and kind of taking down towers, or is this a lineup where you would feel pretty comfortable doing as you please?
Well, they have good early game, they have good mid game, they scale well into the late game, as I mentioned, with a Quap and that Prophet as well. So around like 40-minute mark, 35-40 minute mark, their lineup is the strongest, if they don't finish earlier, of course. From SG, as I mentioned, Batrider, I think they needed something more. They have enough control. They already have Earth Spirit and Nike, so they didn't lack any initiation. But we'll see how that works for them.
All right, folks, let's get into it. It is American Qualifier time for Summit 7, and we got to find out who's got the girthier tower. I think it's going to be MP, because apparently SG have no money at all, and neither does MP. Maybe this is something they took out of competitive play. That's a shame. But
yeah, zero.
Flaccid towers for everybody, unfortunately. That sucks. How have you been enjoying your battle pass time at all, or did you not even get a battle pass, Lacoste?
Yeah, I got it from my friend. It's level 80 so far. Oh. I've been playing a lot lately, actually. Yesterday or the day before, I think I played 17 games. So I'm trying to get my mechanics back. Wanna reach 7k again, so I was 7.3k, then I dropped. I mean, I was 7.3k by just randoming, so I never try hard.
I was 8k and then I stopped trying.
Well, I'm not lying, so
yeah, I am.
I dropped. I'm 6.5k scrub right now, so I need to get better.
Yeah, get better, get good, and then people might actually consider you decent caster.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, my friend. Good luck, my friends, though, says King RD, a very positive, uplifting guy. Good lucks all around, and we are going to get underway. It looks like Envy Indeed's going to be heading up towards the top lane, sporting that sweet little agent icon, showing how much money he does actually have. Up in the top lane, look at this. Owie already up in arms with King RD, looking to go a bit deep. Holds the sentry here, but he was spotted under already a placed obs ward, and now he's getting the life sucked out from him, and he's suddenly gone. He leveled up Rolling Boulder, but he didn't even use it there at the end.
Yeah, he had time to use it. He placed a ward. AUI is pinging the ward. Is he bringing a sentry already? Yes, he is. Sentry is already bought, so that's a kill and obs kill. That's gonna be really good. Treant Protector already has Boots of Speed, so we're gonna see some good roaming from him. Probably a Tranquil Boots for that extra movement speed, because he doesn't need mana boots. Obviously has Crystal Maiden in his team.
Yeah, that's a good point. And some I learned a bit too late when I was trying out the new Treant Protector. I just fell back to the old habits of picking up Arcane Boots so you can kind of get out the Living Armors. But man, when you have that move speed within the trees, it's crazy how much you could just travel across the map and remain, you know, invis and ready to kind of bash at a moment's notice. So I'm excited to see how we kind of roam about that front here. Let's take an early sneak peek here at the mid lane matchup. ADR's Bat Rider against Fata's Queen of Pain. For now, Queen of Pain kind of getting muscled back a bit as ADR's able to creep in some early nice denies here.
Yeah, 3 denies. I'm surprised Fata didn't buy earlier Magic Stick. Okay, he's bringing one to himself. It's a must-have against Bat Rider. But let's check the Enigma. Enigma jungling with Blightstone. This is really interesting. We saw some Iron Talon Enigma's starting items. Just try to jungle as much as he can, then pull the lane back, or just go to the lane straight with Boots of Speed so he can't get ganked. But Enigma farms so fast in the forest, especially with that Blightstone. He's already level 2.5. There's a double stack for him, so...
And no threat around, it would look like. Top lane, though, a roll committed in from King RD. Poke it a bit here at Owie the Tree, but they are not going to be able to get the finish. It does create a little bit of extra space, and Tava will be able to get rid of the sentry and the MP ward in that lane. So vision has been restored there, at least for SG. There's not going to be really any advantage one way or the other.
Yeah, and MP has 2 heroes in jungle right now, if you watch it. Crystal Maiden jungling, Enigma jungling, so they're trying to get as much levels as they can. When the bottom lane approaches, Enigma's just gonna go there. Enigma, really strong pick in general, especially with that Arcane Aura.
We got a hasted cat, though, running around on this Enigma, who's gonna force him back a bit. I wonder if SG's going to recognize that MP's playing this laning stage so greedy with 2 junglers that they're going to try to turn up the laning phase a bit. Obviously, they're ditching the lifesteal, letting him farm on his own. So Cat on the Warlock, who's not one to really roam around and set up ganks, both him and King RD can feel a bit more free about making some setup plays here.
Yeah, it's a roaming Warlock, boys.
I don't see that very often. But hey, he's jungling on the MP side, taking away the camp from MSS.
Yeah.
Which, he's happy with.
Blocked one with ward and gonna body block the second one. Nice.
Very nice. MSS is going to be able to get him out of there, but as mentioned, he will have no camp to work with, and he's going to try to make an ancient camp work, but Warlock will just continue to hang around. Top lane, King RD forced to dish out the Boulder Smash as he spots Owie rotating in, stops him in his tracks, and makes it away. And Envy's going to be able to kind of continue to do his thing up here. 14 and 9 CS is looking pretty swell. Fata also in that mid lane has recovered quite a bit. 16 and 10 denies to him, and poor Bat Rider has been stunted down 7 and 6. So Fata certainly has taken over as the XP has been able to roll in, and things could continue to get a bit better here. Pylite Ice hanging out nearby on the high ground, maybe waiting for that 4-minute rune to pop up and go for an ambush play.
Yeah, it's Frostbite. I mean, Crystal Maiden is just such a strong hero right now, not just because of the aura, but because of the mechanics, the root mechanics, how it works. With the Frostbite and with the talents. On level 15 talent plus 125 cast range for that Crystal Nova, that spell is just a beast.
So are you a bigger fan of kind of leveling up the Crystal Nova and maxing it over Frostbite?
It's a no-brainer. In some situation, yes, if you're playing against heroes like Ember and Storm Spirit.
They attempted to move in for a gank onto ADR, but it looks like Pi was not able to get close enough. He does manage to quickly pick up the Arcane Rune, but King RD rolls on in for him. He does get the two-man connection of the Boulder Smash, but with the roll in, he's over-committed.
Deny!
Loses a life, but the deny is there from ADR. Nicely played from SG. So First Blood not rewarded quite yet, but it might happen soon. Top lane, it's Tavo in a bit of trouble. Getting the life sucked away from him. Envy will pick it up with the Carrion Swarm. That's not the name of it anymore, is it? Crypt Swarm, my bad.
No.
I'm old.
Stop living in the past, man. That was like 5 years ago. 6, 7.
Envy First Blood for MP, and they'll be happy about that. That's the team, after all, that was supposed to be laying themselves out into technically a weaker laning setup and just being more greedy. So anything that goes in the positive and in the right for MP right now has got to feel only better for him overall, I would imagine. Though yeah, HFN is still the breadwinner in farm, Lacoste. He is 35-14 lifestealer here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, we didn't mention HFN on bottom at all because he was free farming. There was no one on his lane. Normally he's gonna kill all the creeps. Decided to go for Midas. Sometimes we see people skip Midas or just try to go, but right now he had free farm, so Midas is a no-brainer.
He'll play a little bit of that greedy game too and hope that he can build himself into a fighter with maybe the potential of riding on the back of the Bat Rider to kind of get some setups, and also having the benefit of the Earth Spirit means he has good vehicles and good ways to get in these fights. But a fight could be coming their way towards this mid lane. Owie is setting up his Nature's Guys right now. Oh, actually changes his mind, heads to the high ground instead. It's a 3-on-2 towards this mid lane. I'm not sure if they are aware King RD is waiting within the trees, but it does feel like MP are on the prowl.
Yeah, both teams want to make a move right now. They're just waiting. SG knows the enemy supports are missing, so they're playing careful.
So Fata is winning the CS game. The XP is pretty nice for ADR. Fata quickly jumps away before King RD is going to be able to make it in there. He would have had to drop a grip and roll through that stone if he was hoping to get a hold of Fata there, but even with the level 1 grip, the silence would have been so short. That is a tough gank to go for. Nearby is still Owie and Pi. They're hoping to get some stragglers here, maybe get an isolated target. It's not happening here for him. Patience from SG are not going to walk out of bounds in any sort of way.
Yeah, even C4T came mid, he's level 4 on that Warlock, so a lot of movement from both supports, but there's no action, no team could find an opening. Yeah. It's hard for SG to dive because Living Armor, I mean, it's still level 1, but it's not just about the armor, it's about when you think about it, if you overextend, it can go wrong, so they don't want to dive. Queen of Pain has also Magic Wand and Fairy Fire ready, so it's hard to take her down, especially when she's level 6 with Sonic Wave. That can turn the fight so easily.
This is looking like it could be a pretty quiet first quarter of a game. We're seeing Envy commit his exorcism for the Ancient Camp at the moment, means he's probably not going to be pushing the pedal on trying to get some tier 1 action, but top lane, ooh, swing and a miss on the rolling boulder from King RD, does get the boulder smash, but rotations are starting to come in. Do they want to stay and try to play? Silence there for Piladai at the moment, but eventually he does get the frostbite out onto Tavo. There it goes, the Sonic Wave, and they'll get the finish onto Tavo. King RD looks like he'll be the follow-up pickoff here, hiding within the trees. Possible to get a takedown on Owie, but it's not there. He has a Living Armor just in case, and it is going to be a 2-man takedown for MP. A bit of an overcommitment from SG. Maybe should have considered backing off once the TP started coming.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The rotations from Team NP plus Living Armor, it's hard to take them down. Maiden managed to TP out, survived with 20 HP, so still no kill on Team SG so far. Nikes on the bottom, level 8 for 8 minutes, not bad at all, man.
He's doing great. I mean, he's going to turn into quite a nice bomb. I don't know if they want to wait a bit. He'll probably get the armlet finished. At that point, maybe we'll see the Bat Rider. Yeah, Byra's never mind. He's not going to have a Blink Dagger. He's going to need more time. So they could always use the Earth Spirit to kind of roll in and make action happen. Do you think that would be in SG's best interest? Get this Lifestealer's hands dirty as soon as the Armlet is online? Or do you think he has a good thing going in that bottom lane?
Well, he needs to stop farming at one point and join the fights. And
I mean, like, so would it be, should he be proactive to take fights and make fights happen? Or does he just have to pocket a TP in case fights break out?
Well, if they dive, someone from SG is gonna die because Warlock is not any close to level 6, so they don't have any defense spells. If they decide to dive them, they have a good burst damage on Team NP, so if they want to win some fights, SG needs to initiate, to get like a TP. Nyx TPs to a lane where Earth Spirit is, then they try to make an action. And as you mentioned, when Armlet is done, that's the timing.
We have a little Smokerino here coming out from MP. Both Envy and Pilot Eye popped the good stuff. And it looks like they're going to be taking their business down south here in hopes of kind of slowing down the roll here of HFN. He'd been having a serious farm party, and MP is going to hope to change that up. We have an early pop of the Exorcism, and suddenly Envy shows himself. Moving on in, there goes the Soul Siphon. And here comes the counterplay from SG.
Whoa.
But MSS jumps in, gets a beautiful 3-man black hole, stopping the lasso there coming out from SG. King RD is going to be able to barely roll away, but this is a beautiful premeditated fight, it looks like, from MP. MSS, wonderful clutch black hole there.
Wow, how is it possible to make that good of a black hole against Hasted Batrider and Nyx with Rage on, plus Earth Spirit?
This'll come in handy.
Yeah, that was surprising. I actually, it felt like MSS came out of nowhere. This man doesn't even have a blink or anything. Maybe most of the attention being on Envy running in with the Exorcism, but it really felt like that black hole just came in at a sweet time and at a beautiful window there. So this really ramps things up for MP if it's not already apparent with the kill score being 6-0, one of those being a deny. And it might not stop there. Mid lane, it's going to be Cat in trouble. Tries to go for a TP, but of course the Frostbite's going to be there. He's able to get off a Fatal Bonds, but he is done for. The snowball continues already for MP.
Yeah, on the bottom lane, I mean, Enigma was not in a position to cast a black hole on that Nyx. They wanted just to solo kill the Nyx. That Prophet committed ulti there, so he could just run away.
Now he's going to be going down, actually. Now, HFN did decide to turn around and man up with him and Tavo. They were going to be able to get it done, but Envy there the whole time gets off a couple of Soul Siphons and is able to get the turnaround finish on the HFN. That does make it worth it for MP, and bottom lane, it goes even better. MSS, we don't catch it on camera, but he does take down King RD in the bottom lane. Yeah,
he kills Earth Spirit with Enigma alone. That should not happen, but alrighty. Team MP looking really dominant. Tier 3 and Protector level 7. Warlock just bought Tome to get himself a level 6. They want to make use of that rock right now. They want to fight. It's level 2 Fatal Bonds. Earth Spirit level 4. He needs to get some level on that bottom lane as fast as he can. I mean, if you first pick Earth Spirit, you need to make something happen, get that level 6 as fast as you can, and then try to dominate the lanes. Especially when you have a good hero like Darkseer and Warlock combined with you. So
yeah, you have Ion Shell potential to gank through the lanes. I think that the problem for him and for SG was that he had no good ganking targets. Maybe you can roll in on the Death Prophet in the mid lane, but she has the Siphon to kind of be able to restore her own life. You can't really go on a Queen of Pain because she'll just blink out. And then Living Armor was also a factor in the early game. So it definitely was a tough time for the Earth Spirit to kind of, you know, pun intended, get the ball rolling and build up some early levels. But for now, he doesn't have Magnetize. They do have Rock. Let's see if they can pull out their own black hole wombo combo kind of a play or not. They're frantically trying to get hold of Pi, but they don't connect anything. They'll get one smack on the courier, and they'll finally take the little girl down. Frantic to finally get something, they'll have to settle for the Pi feed.
Well, they even popped the smoke. They committed a lot to actually get a kill on that CM. She was dodging all of the spells. Well, let's check the items. Again, Midas Gaming, one on Nyx, one on Dead Prophet, one on Enigma as well. Anyone else? Crystal Maiden going for one.
Greed is good. At least that's how MP feels in this meta. And I really wouldn't blame them. They're in a pretty comfortable spot. And as the game goes on, their economy game is only going to be that much better, and they could just eventually starve out SG at this rate if they continue to coast this way. But we'll have to see. It's still the onus on SG to kind of make a turnaround team play here. They're congregated at the moment in the mid lane, but look at MP, and again, a wonderful position. They could end up flanking him here and hitting him almost a T-bone crash. There goes the Exorcism. A Root's going to be ready. A Black Hole's going to be there. They just walk themselves through. There's going to be the bash hit. It's on the Bat. And then they step off. Bat not looking to immediately lasso anybody. There's too many counter Bat plays right there.
And they're just going to back off. Exorcism is not ready, so they're just going to go back to farming. SG really doesn't have anything to push towers with, so especially against Treant Protector, so they need to find an opening with that Earth Spirit roll and good rock.
Still no magnetize. We're getting close to 15 minutes. It hurts here, King RD, but soon it will be there as they return themselves to the mid lane for now, anxious for any sort of fight. Feeling okay. I mean, Envy did pop his Exorcism for that recent tussle, if you want to even call it that. It kind of looked like the team just gave him a dirty look. Hard commitment mid lane, though. MSS is able to sidestep the stun, but they will catch him with the silence, and they'll finish him off before he can make any sort of turnaround play. A rotation will be there from Owie, and Envy's also here. Looks like a 2-on-3 at the moment, but they go for a vacuum play, a silence, and there goes the rock drop from SG. This could be big, but Fata steps in with a beautiful Sonic Wave. The lasso's going to be there for Envy. Can they burst him down in time? He's able to get the Yules off with a Soul Siphon, and he heals right up high on the backside with a beautiful Freezing Field. Forces SG to back off, and that's when things begin to crumble. Look at Envy clean house now. Triple kill for Fata. Envy gets the HFN pick, and to go for a 5-man wipe, they're going to have to get ADR here, but it looks like he might be able to walk away from this one. Beautiful fight once again from MP, it looks like. But Owie, look at the speed! He's managed to catch him with the bat. He bashes him on the back of the head, and it looks like they might be able to go for the finish and make it a full 5-man wipe.
No,
that's
what a
ultra kill.
Yeah, and
technically for Fata.
And the Orchid is finished, and the region is picked up in a bottle, so he's ready to go in again. Well, with those supports right now, Warlock and Earth Spirit, you can't stand on the lane anymore. Solo against that Orchid on Queen of Pain. There was a really good overgrowth from Treant and big Sonic Wave on top of that. They committed to behind the tier 1 tower. They had a good ward, killed Enigma, but that's all they got. They didn't have any vision for Treant, so it was pretty easy for him to cast a good overgrowth.
It felt like it was going to be a good commitment for SG. It sounds great on paper. You're taking the Enigma out of the fight, which means you don't have to deal with the Midnight Pulse Black Hole, but MP have plenty of ammunition outside of that, as they wonderfully displayed. And as you were already alluding to, with the positioning as it was, with SG committing past that tier 1 and being in this kind of position where they haven't even been able to take the other 2 tier 1s, MP can easily rotate over with the TPs and take a good counter fight. So now SG's in a world of hurt. They can't take any fight now. They don't have the rock available. That was their rock fight. And MP is being merciful at the moment and farming instead, but eventually they could just bully him down, and that is happening actually right now. Bottom lane, a move in, as they're going to hope to go for the finish on King RD. There's a brief lasso to slow him, but the damage had been done. It looks like they may be able to get Fata with the commitment of the Magnetize there at the end. He is able to blink to the side. They can't quite find him. They can't get him. He's able to TP away. Envy now jumps in, gets off the silence, and with him and Owie bashing him and locking him in place, they're going to clean up once more. We could see an early forfeit come out from SG if this continues, because this is relentless. 3-17 for MP.
Yeah, this is really dominant game from NP. Fata didn't die there. This is just so close because Vacuum was level 3 there. He couldn't get him. There was a good Magnetize, but the survivability on Team MP is just so strong with that Living Armor. I'm surprised that SG actually gave them both Crystal Maiden and Treant Protector.
Yeah, we might see a change up in the drafting for the next game here. For now, though, or HFN uses his rage to walk on out from trouble here, as he is bullied away from the NP jungle side. He's going to have to find somewhere else to try to find some farm. Mid lane, we got ADR in a bit of trouble. He gets hit with the Sonic Wave, and Fata will clean up the rest.
Fata
now.
blocked himself.
Oh, he's in trouble right in the midst of the trees. He ends up getting taken down. He heads over quite a bounty to Tavo. 905 gold. A monster kill streak. Oh, Fata. Not like that.
Well, he killed himself with using that illusion rune. He blocked himself. The illusions popped, one on top, one on the bottom, and he couldn't get out. The blink was on cooldown, so kind of unlucky. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, what does that get Tavo now? I mean, his mech is certainly done, and you know, he gets a good share of XP. It's a nice little forgiving freebie from NP, but not anything to kind of get SG on an even playing field at the moment. NP certainly well in control.
Well, I like how Tawa says, like, fuck you, I just got 900 gold, I'm gonna go straight for Midas, so we're 2-2 in terms of Midases, so... He's gonna have that, he needs to upgrade his mech, actually, for that Guardian Greaves, so he can remove the silence from both Dead Prophet and Queen of Pain.
Bottom lane. Now Owie had picked up a Blink Dagger and uses it. He blinks from the trees, does it again, hits up with the bash, stacked together with the Fata Orchid. Lifestealer can't do anything. A root locks him down, and this is Drug City right now for SG.
Bash, root, bash again. You're pretty dead, Nikes. I love the Nikes' build. He went for Yasha. He has Radiance queued up for some reason in his inventory, but he should get that Mementa style against those two silences from Dead Prophet and Queen of Pain. He needs to survive. It also gives him a chance to get out of the overgrowth. So.
Ooh, ADR trying to hide within the trees and the other side so he doesn't get used up there from Envy. Envy just triggers his Exorcism now, maybe anticipating a fight was going to be happening there, but uses it instead to go for the Ancient Camp. Maybe now MP will come together and make a tier 2 push happen in the mid lane on the back of this Exorcism. They're kind of heading around that neighborhood here, but SG could be trying to take a fight themselves. It looks like Rock is back online, of course with the vacuum wall, but MP are not about it. Looks like they'll head off elsewhere and continue just using their economy leverage in the meantime.
Yeah, well, look at the items on MP's side. Midas and Solar Crest on DP, Midas and the Solar Crest on Enigma. Well, I mean, these are the two most broken items in the game right now, especially Solar Crest, so... I expect it to be fixed really soon, actually, to get a lot of nerf with that Solar Crest. Meanwhile, on mid lane...
about it, but yeah, they're moving in. Fata looking to just immediately isolate and take HFN out of the fight, and he does so. And Envy's going to be allowed to work with the rest of the team. Owie, beautiful root! Locks all the Brazilians in their place. Vacuum wall is there, but it is a dying wish for SG. They get spanked on up from MP.
What a wombo combo.
Immediately. Yeah. That was great.
Even without a black hole, that 3-man overgrowth again. Fata just solo killing that Nikes. He had time to toggle the armlet, but didn't manage to do it. I didn't see where Warlock was in that fight, so he couldn't cast a...
Oh my, that is just so vicious. Owie blinking from the low ground tree inside the base to get the bash hit. Because that's fair and all, but... it works. It gets the setup, they get the kill, and now they're going to be able to do some work inside the base of SG.
Yeah, AY blinked into fog, knowing he was there, so again with a big bash.
Stops Bat in his tracks, but there's going to be a magnetized play here. It looks like they'll get their vengeance on the green guy as the tree does go down. Pi is also going to get taken apart. He kind of throws himself into the enemy to prevent them from chasing any further. MP happy though to sacrifice both supports for already how much leverage they've given them, given themselves. They are sporting a near 18K net worth advantage.
I love this new feature. You don't have to click anything. You can see it all the time. Thanks, Valve.
Thank you so much, Valve. I still click it, but it's super nice to see with an eye shot here. Uh-oh. Getting shot now. ADR in a bit of trouble. Yulesed up, and his life is getting sucked away. The Rock's going to be committed here, and SG have to scramble to make this one work. They will be able to get the takedown to MSS on that one, but Envy's still going to work here. Soul Siphon Exorcism just shreds right through and takes Tavo out. He'll get the second piece of the pie right there as he gets the claim on C4T. Him and Fata have been doing destructive work this game.
Yeah, they're finding a really good opening. Stream Protector just giving them so much vision, especially with that Blink Dagger. He can do pretty much whatever he wants. Tranquil Boots and extra Wind Lace gives him 530 MS. Oh, even Nyx goes down.
Yeah, he was top lane, just away from his team, hoping that that was going to be a safe little pocket to get some gold. No, MP there too. More of Owie scouting and setting up. And I would imagine that as we go into game number 2, we could be seeing a lot more respect come out from SG. I'm not saying they're not respecting MP, but they do let through like a lot of these comfort picks we've been seeing MP pick up like, you know, the past 3 or 4 games. So I imagine there's going to be a change-up necessary in the drafting.
Well, yeah, MP did their homework. They banned in the first phase. They got rid of the Taunt Master, the zombie. So,
but we've been seeing a lot of Pie Crystal Maiden. I think we've seen a couple of Enigma games, and you know, it's obvious that the sustained power in the team fight has been some of the more strengths of MP's new meta that they've been flexing, and. I know people can make the argument like, oh, they're in the American qualifier, they're going against tier 2, tier 3 teams, but they're seeing something that's kind of working for them right now. And I would imagine they're the kind of team that if they have a good thing going, they're going to keep going with it and polishing it while they can. So we'll just have to see if they're going to be getting that same thing or not for the rest of this qualifier.
Yeah, well, they got some European players, but for me as well, they are still NA teams. I don't know what's all the fuss about.
I mean, they're here, they're playing against NA teams, scrimming against NA teams, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And being one of the favorites, even though they've got kind of a relatively new roster, call it the old C9 for the most part, they still have to kind of figure out that bit of chemistry here, and it's looking really good. People are getting excited about the team, but, you know, for SG, they've had their chance to be on the main stage here. You don't want to pull out a big win like taking down Secret and then quickly get casted aside. So this is going to be a tough shot on the chin for SG to take in game number 1. But they need to be able to shake off this game number 1 and bounce back. Because this is a team like you have now started to set high expectations for your Brazilian squad. Let's keep them there. Tavo's going to be going down here on the back of another takedown previous to that. It's just more or less the same thing we've been seeing for the past 10 minutes. MP just going on an absolute tear. They are now at a near 24K net worth advantage. It's just getting a bit ridiculous now with cost.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what you were saying, I don't consider SG anymore as an underdog after their performance, so they need to show the best they can. They can't think of themselves as an underdogs anymore because they showed that they're really are not. So they can pair up with any top tier 1 team, so they need to step up in the second game. This game looks pretty much over. Once the DP ulti is up, they're gonna try to go and finish the game, especially when Octarine Core is done. So, well, a lot of the DPs tend to go for 50 movement speed instead of 10% cooldown reduction, which is better in my opinion as well, because 10% is not that much. You usually build Octarine Core anyways, so, but that 50 extra move speed, even, and we went for phase boots, you have, and Yule Scepter, which gives you move speed, so you have the highest move speed, you can just run around. And
he's very fast.
Yeah,
very
and
fast
Blink
lady.
Dagger on top of that, so you can just position yourself.
Fast farm.
Nyx, yeah, Nyx has Radiance.
Alright. Got Radiance, you got that little bit of mischance. Hopefully going your way. I don't think Soul Siphons and Exorcisms really miss a whole lot, but maybe with the power of this, he can help shred his way through some of those supports who have been providing a lot of good sustain for the team on NP's side, but it feels, unfortunately, like a lot of wishful thinking. Don't get me wrong. There's high ground defensive potential here for SG. They have that team fight wombo combo, but you're looking at a stacked Team NP. I think if they even got all of their wombo combo off perfectly, you would still need even more to stop NP, but let's see. Hopefully, I'll put my foot in my mouth and we could see a very close game here. We'll just have to see how things pan out.
Oh. Arcane Rune for Queen of Pain, BKB, Assault finished as well. And Aegis, they're trying to get a hand on someone. Tavo.
Retreat. SG is trying their best to get the hell out of there. They do get the Yules, or did Envy Yules himself?
He healed himself because of the Lotus Orb.
Ah. All right. Good quick move there. Blink up into the high ground here from Envy after they quickly go for the D ward, and he wants to commit on in. Gets the self-soul
missed
fight. There's
overgrowth.
going to be low sword, but even though the overgrowth does miss, they're going to be able to get the finish. Warlock is out for 30 seconds, and that means there's going to be no chaotic offering for this high ground defense, and that is struggles right now for SG as they are just kept within their spawn like pigs in a pen as the SG Tier 3 does go down, and now the Rax is getting taken apart. It really does not feel like SG have any sort of hope or chance, but it looks like they may try to go for one final fight. Can they even fight? Their hands are tied, they're silenced up. And MP
They
shows
have a
over.
dragon. Can Dragon do it?
Go Dragon! Nope, not having it. Okay, can they get at least a fountain kill? Yes, they can. It's going to be Mojo who suffers it. They get something. Can they get more? Bumping Envy back, trying to get him within the wall, but eventually there goes the freezing field from Pi. Rolling in from the
big
fountain
rock.
of King RD. Okay, the rock's good. The stun's there. The magnetize also comes out, and they're going to be able to get another takedown to get dropped. And the return of Fata here as he tries to sidestep away here. Aoi still hiding within the trees as Fata gets the clean up onto Cat. They'll finally get the finish onto Aoi. It's a freaking hot mess inside the base of SG. And yeah, they won that fight and they gained a shit ton of gold for it. But a lot of the damage had already been done.
Really unserious play by MP. This should not happen. Even if you have 26, 27k net worth lead, you don't want to dive the enemy fountain ever. I mean,
Yeah,
this should not happen.
When teams do stuff like that, do you think there is a part of it that's just them with confidence that they're just that far ahead of the game, or they could take any fight? Like,
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
why is it that they're just allowing themselves to overextend in this?
There's always that thing in you where you want to humiliate someone. So I guess everyone wants to humiliate whoever they can, no matter what tournament they're playing. Just dive fountain, cast 5-man black hole, whatever. But it should not happen. You should just play what.
I'll tell you what it kind of reminded me of, but we might have to hold that thought for a moment. A chase is on right now for a precious HFN pick. He's kind of retreating towards the rest of his team, but it might be too late to be able to make it there. The stun does fly out, but Fata has a BKB and avoids it, and MSS is going to go for the follow-up. He's happy to commit on in for the black hole if it means getting rid of Lifestealer and helping secure this one. He's out for 80 seconds without a buyback. This could be the beginning of the end for SG, as if it wasn't already, but...
Well, they still have a tier 2 tower. It's gonna go down pretty fast because of the AC, but Nike's bought full Assault Curious against all that physical damage from Queen of Pain and Death Prophet. But still, you should not dive the enemy fountain ever, especially with those heroes they have. They had Batrider Lasso, was not used, and they executed the combo pretty well. Earth Spirit had to buy back, but still. They're pinging out the Shrine. The Shrine is still ready, so they can rely on that in the next fight.
Alright, here's MP, hoping to go for the jugular. They're pushed on the bottom lane in their overdive. It really felt like they were trying to go for the submission, but exuded so much energy that SG had refused to tap out and almost got a good counter right hook in, if you will. But it looks like already beaten and battered, SG will not be able to venge their way out of this scrappy tussle here. They drop in with the rock. It's a good close fight right under the fountain here. But still, it looks like MP are going to be able to shrug it all off. As they pop their BKBs, they pop all their sustain. They are going to be good to go. They'll step back and get back to the objective at hand. SG, though, still have 4 members to fight with after they refresh a bit behind the fountain. They try to continue to swing, but they only end up losing another. Both the supports are going to be taken out of this one. It's all up to ADR, HFN, and Tavo to somehow, some way defend this one. But certainly they do make the call across. This one is finally going to be over. An unmerciful beatdown comes out from NP in game 1.
Yeah, pretty dominant show from MP. I think it was the picks that decided the game. You don't want any enemy team to have Treant Protector and Crystal Maiden. You can do pretty much whatever you want with those 2 heroes. I mean, we just saw how deadly Treant Protector is, locking your hero that is most farmed on the map, like Nikes, stun Overgrowth, stun again.